So, in this video I'm going to be talking about Brock at Prestige 5. What he's good at, what he excels at, what he's bad at, which demons he's bad against, which demons he's good against, and I'm also going to be talking about what other characters you should run with him. So first, I'm going to talk about that. Which characters you should run. Obviously, he has a ability called Family Ties, Blood Ties, and it helps damage reduction per family member, 5%. So which characters you want to run? Obviously, you want to run Ash in each build. So you want a Warrior Ash, you want a Hunter Ash, and either Support Ash or Cheryl. I think I would prefer Support Ash because he gets a 12% melee increase and a 12% range increase when you run Warrior Ash and Hunter Ash, which helps with his healing ability. So it increases his alternate healing. So the damage reduction helps in the weapon increase helps as well. Other than that, I think that's the only really characters you should run with him. I think Brock overall is not a good character when running with a team. This is the build I would run if you're running with a team, but what he really excels at is actually solo queue. And that's really sad to say, because this is a really team-based game. And when you're running solo queue, this is the build you want. Once I get my final point, I'll put this into Fear No Evil. The reason I'm running this build as solo queue is that way I can chain immortality frames with same stars. I take less damage. I can't get feared off the point. You want to run him by splitting objectives and rushing the map pieces at the beginning. I have quicker cooldown because his cooldown is ridiculous. It's about 90 seconds. The duration is only 10 seconds. The duration isn't increased at P5. The only thing that's increased is the aura effect, which I feel like Ruby is better, and the aura range. Like, the aura range means nothing. Like, that's like, it's pointless. Like, why are you gonna need that big of a aura range increase? Like, it's not gonna help, like, make me take off greater influence. Because it only lasts 10 seconds. So the other 90 seconds, you're gonna be without aura. Like, it makes no sense to me. And I heard from somebody that Master and Influence doesn't work on Brock. I'm not entirely sure. The only thing that I think it's just that his Master and Influence is not good at all. It's not worth running. So you probably change it to something like this. That way you can guarantee the kill on the unit that you're facing, creating more longer immortality frames. But at the same time, I rather have cardio because his stamina is very poor. Demons he's good at are Ball. That's it. Ball and maybe Pup. If you rush Pup with Brock, I think he's good. But overall, I think the only character he's good against is Ball. He doesn't give a good enough damage boost to Warrior, Hunter, or Support. You need to run a full Williams family just to get a good benefit from it. And to be honest, Scotty is probably the best Warrior. Hunter Ash is probably the best hunter. You could argue Amanda's good, and Ed is good. Ed is supposed to be the counter to Ball when you think about it, right? He deactivates traps, and Ball is all about traps. The problem with that is that his ability doesn't disarm the proximity traps that Ball can place. So you could literally put 3 proxy traps around Ed, and if you have the correct build, you could just possess Ed out of his ability. So it makes him entirely useless in certain situations against Ball. So in this situation, you'd rather use a Hunter Ash against Ball and be able to run Warrior Ash and Support Ash, helping with Hunter Ash's Fear ability and damage, and Warrior Ash also has the ability to reduce his fear, and Brock's Life of the Party ability also helps with cooldown reduction of those set abilities, right? But a better situation to run would be Brock, Ruby, Hunter Ash or Warrior Ash, Support Ash, or David. That's also another good team comp. Now, I've ran with a P5 Ruby and a P4 Brock and a David, and he was only able to get his ability twice during book phase. Now that I have him P5, I want to run some tests with a Ruby at P1 or above, and David at P5 to see if he's able to get his ability 3 times during book phase. Because if he's able to get his ability 3 times during book phase, I think the best team comp for any demon would be Brock, Ruby, Hunter Ash, and David. Because you're going to have the damage reduction from David, Ruby, and Brock for Hunter Ash. And then Hunter Ash is where all your damage is going to be. While Ruby is going to be able to clear out all the other basics that aren't possessed with her grenade launcher. Because she's able to get that damage increase from Brock and her own damage increase from her skill tree, which is this one, Quick Study, which goes up to 20% just for her. So I think that would probably be the best. You could argue and say that Ruby, Annie, Hunter Ash, and David would be better because it increases the range damage. But I don't, like I said, I haven't run any tests yet to see if Brock is viable to make David have his ability 3 times during book phase. Because if he has it 3 times, that means that Hunter Ash will be able to get his ability even faster and be able to depossess basics. And in this sense, I feel like Brock would be better than I am. Now, do I think Brock is one of the best leaders? No, not in a long shot. I think he's one of the worst. I think he's behind Arthur, to be honest. Because Arthur gives more melee damage. While, yes, he provides 12% if you're running a warrior, or 12% for a hunter, but it's not good enough. It's not a big enough damage boost where it's noticeable and where other characters are like, yeah, that's great, we're running a Brock. People only want to run a Brock because of blood ties. And that's it. Everybody is a Williams family. And it's just not worth it. Because you're restricted to such a small part of the other survivors per team. The healing increase per non-family member is not good enough. Right? You could argue that this is good. This is why This is why he's the best solo queue survivor, in my opinion. Because of his fear reduction to himself, and that he's able to carry more Shems and more amulets. So if you really wanted to just reduce the damage here, like this is what I would run if I was just solo queue and I've run a sledgehammer. That way I could just chain immortality fields, carry as much amulets, and be able to solo queue the objective. So you split cap, right? And the demon would focus on you because you're like, oh, it's just one survivor. You know, he's not going to be able to survive all the attacks that I have on him. And so you focus on you, but he doesn't know that you have 5 Shems and 5 amulets to go through. So you would focus your pink F on stamina, fear reduction, and shields. And then after that, health, and then melee. But is this going to be helpful during the book phase? I don't think so. You're not going to have any damage or any balance bar to help with the team. The balance bar is very important, I think. So this strategy isn't very viable for the other demons that have so much damage to book. And I think Puppeteer is probably the strongest against book. I've literally lost against a demon that didn't do anything the whole game, was level 8. We had 3 leaders and a support Ash. And he was level 8 and he destroyed book. Like, that should not be possible. With any demon. Like, maybe at level 10 they're able to destroy book because they have a boss, but level 8? Like, that's just ridiculous. So right now I feel like people are like really focused. Like every game I play as Ball, there's always a leader. I feel like leaders are strong, quote unquote, right now, just because of Ball and the fear reduction that they have. They're not able to get possessed as easily. They run Ruby, they run out of Infernal Energy fast, they run Leader Ash. It helps with the team on fear reduction. Now, if you run Brock, he already gives a 12% without running another leader of fear reduction, and it's not even noticeable. Like, your Hunter and Warrior are going to get possessed no matter what, and so is your support. So not even, and it doesn't stack. It's not like if you run 2 leaders, all of a sudden you get, 24%, including, like, you think Brock and Leader Ash, you would have a 49% fear reduction. It doesn't stack, unfortunately. So your Warrior and Hunter are still going to get possessed. You need a support Ash. Just against Ball, I feel like. But even then, it's not worth it. Literally, if he'll use his ability, support Ash will be used his ability, and he could get feared out of using his ability, and he'll just be max fear again. So you need to run a certain team against Ball, but then you're running a team comp just in case the demon runs a certain demon, and that's not very bad. I feel like Hunter Ash is probably one of the best survivors to run against any demon, especially Puppeteer. And I thought Ed was going to be what Hunter Ash is to Puppeteer, but he really is not. Yes, he's a nuisance. I've gone against 10 Eds one time playing Ball, and I'm still able to possess the Ed out of his ability and throw him in a situation where his ability is still active, but he's just going to go down anyways. And that's just because of his proxy portals. If Ed's ability worked against Ball's proxy portals traps, I think he would probably be the perfect counter to a Ball. Besides running a leader. Having said that, I probably lost Ball against a very good survivor. He's a streamer called iFrance Reaper. They ran a Arthur, Scotty, Amanda, and support Ash. Now you could argue that that's the best team comp because that's what Arthur is based on, boosting melee damage, right? boosting Scotty's damage also boosts one of his abilities, collateral damage, increasing that. So he's able to deal with multiple units at once. Also boosting Support Ash's alternative healing, which increases healing for the team. And then the Manda is just overall damage. But why not run Ruby instead? Ruby would be more effective, right? Because not only are you boosting Scotty's damage and Support Ash, but you're also boosting your Hunter's damage, right? And they're also taking less damage. So in this sense, Ruby is probably the best leader that you could just main, because you're helping your team in every role. I mean, that's what I felt Brock was supposed to do, but it's so minimal compared to what Ruby is. And you don't only need to get Ruby to P1 to actually be effective. Like, once you get her to P5, her aura, when she uses her active ability, like, it just messes with the balance bar, which is basically what Annie does, but less effective. So I feel like Brock is just a little bit good in every area that he's not good in anything, if that makes sense. He's the best solo survivor. He is the Henry of leaders. And in this aspect, I feel that's not good enough. He basically has Henry's ability, except he can still take damage. Hence why you have to run thick skin and fear no evil. Because you're going to be taking damage while you're trying to res people while they're on the ground. I mean, people always like the newest survivor. Everyone was trying to main Ruby when she first came out. Rightfully so, she was broken. When Brock came out, people were trying to main him as well, but I mean, he's died off since his release. I've seen a couple P5 Brocks, 2 of them. But every game I played against them as Demon, they've always gone down. Eventually. They're able to solo the point, but then when it comes to the buck phase and Dark Ones, like, they just don't help enough with the team, with the aura. It's not good. Like, I rather ran a Ruby and Annie for if you're going to run a 2-leader team, because the balance bar that she does is so helpful, and she boosts the range damage for Ruby that her grenade launcher does enough damage that any hunter or warrior that you run, they're going to be able to do enough damage to the unit and enough damage to the balance bar where that it's going to be hard for them to destroy them. So my top leaders right now, I think, are Ruby and Annie. When I play ball and when I play Plague, I actually fear more Annie, because the balance bar is so strong during book phase that I have to depossess the unit. Ruby, she pumps off enough damage for the rest of her team that the unit will die before my balance bar goes out. And that's fine. Right? But being stunned is worse, because you have to sit there for 2 seconds and depossess the unit, which wastes time, and every second counts on book phase as Demon. Like, if you misclick or you can't place a unit in 2 seconds, that can make you lose the book phase. I mean, not when it comes to Puppeteer, because, you know, all you do is just possess the elites and just watch your basics die around Buck and destroy Buck. But every second counts. So I feel like Annie is the best leader right now, still. And Brock is severely lacking. in all categories. He does everything and nothing at the same time, which is sad. And the only time he is useful is by rushing map pieces. And I'm going to try to put some gameplay after this whole talk to really show what he's good at. And you're going to see that what I do is basically what any other survivor can do. A Hunter Ash, a Ed, or a Henry could do what I did and be able to put out more damage during book phase than what I did. So I feel like he's not very viable. Now, fast forward is very important. It's a very strong skill for Ball and Plague. The problem is Puppeteer. Is it strong against Puppeteer? No, I don't think so. Because he has a very good ability where the duration is increased for 35%. And 15% against that is basically nothing. Like I said, Puppeteer is the very strongest demon right now. It's number one. You could half-ass playing it and still win on book phase. So, yeah. I know I've talked a lot about this character and other characters, but I feel like since this is a team-based game, you can't just talk about the P5 of this character. You have to talk how, especially for the leader class, you have to talk about how this character works with the other characters in this class. So, thanks for watching the video. I'll see if I can put some gameplay at the end of it. Thank you.
Ed shall die again.
Listen closely. This is Professor Raymond Noby, Department of Ancient History. I know now that nothing can remedy the atrocity I've unleashed, but I believe I can stop it. Follow these instructions.
What the kids drinking these days?
Search nearby for pieces of my map. It contains the location of the items required to banish the demon.
One little sip.
Oh shit, we Russian? Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
The first piece of the map has been found. Continue and find the next.
He's on me. I got in the car.
Your group now holds an additional piece of the map. Well played.
Dark ones are behind windmill.
With the final piece of the map in your possession, only the demon stands between you and the necessary ritual items. The lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian dagger.
I'm going.
I don't even have a weapon! Bruh!
I have fast forward, but I don't know what else.
The survivors have triggered collection of the Kandarian dagger. Congregate inside its aura to speed the process.
Oh boy! Thank you, homie. So... Oh boy.
Here is a lesson.
I don't yet. Okay. I got possessed.
Free of the demon's trickery.
Okay, I'm going to the next one.
Okay.
Your team now holds the Kandarian dagger, an ancient weapon carved from human bone. Your team has awakened the lost pages, striking terror into the black heart of evil. Expect resistance.
Me and the healer are on our way.
done, I'm gonna go to the dark side.
Thank you, healer. It's been a while since I've rushed.
Yeah,
No one really knows how to do this.
Puppeteer is just so powerful. You're not gonna-
Yeah, you're fucked either. Like, you just auto win that book if you don't.
Your team has secured the lost pages of the Necronomicon, exceeding my expectations
Nice.
and giving hope to my lost soul. The lost pages and Kandarian dagger are in your possession. You have all you need.
Oh, dude,
to
fast
banish the
forward
Dark
is
Ones
mad
back
OP.
to the Deadlands.
Especially if your healer has it too.
The Necronomicon is complete.
What's up?
Defend
I'm
it
checking.
to
I'm
seal the
dropping.
breach between our world.
Dropping ammo for you.
Yeah, just
I'll try to get out of your way, shooter. My bad.
ability.
Damn, we still might lose.
Get away from book.
Oh, does it do? I didn't know that. That's actually the first I've ever heard of that.
Stack on top.
GG.
Oh, yeah, oh my god. That was good, bro.